Will South Asia once again find itself staring at the edge of war? Will 2026 bring another India-Pakistan military clash, this time even closer to the nuclear threshold? A powerful US think tank believes the risk is real, not inevitable, but moderate. And that word alone is enough to raise alarm bells in New Delhi, Islamabad, and Washington. The warning comes from one of Washington's most influential foreign policy institutions, the Council on Foreign Relations. Its conflict monitoring arm, the Center for Prevention Action, has released its annual report titled Conflicts to Watch in 2026. And buried inside it is a familiar, volatile flashpoint. India versus Pakistan. The report assesses a moderate likelihood of renewed armed conflict between the two nuclear-armed neighbours next year. The trigger? Increased terrorist activity. The assessment does not predict war, but it does something almost as significant. It placed India-Pakistan tensions in the same risk category as Middle East escalations, ISIS resurgence, and major regional conflicts. So how was this conclusion reached? The methodology matters. The CPA first crowdsourced potential conflict zones. Its in-house experts narrowed these down to 30 global flashpoints. Then, in November 2025, the survey was sent to nearly 15,000 US government officials, diplomats, military planners, and academics. Roughly 620 responded. They were asked two simple questions: how likely is conflict? And how damaging would it be to US interests? Based on those responses, conflicts were grouped into three tiers. India-Pakistan landed squarely in Tier 2. Not the most dangerous, but dangerous enough to demand attention. What makes this assessment particularly striking is the timing, because earlier this year, India and Pakistan were already at the brink. In April, a brutal terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam killed 26 civilians, most of them tourists. India blamed Pakistan-based terror groups. And within weeks, New Delhi responded with force. On the night of May 7 and 8, India launched Operation Sindoor. Precision strikes targeted what India described as terrorist infrastructure across the border. According to Indian officials, nearly 24 terror camps were hit. More than 100 militants were killed. Some strikes went deep inside Pakistani territory. Air bases, logistics hubs, including the strategically critical Noor Khan Air Base in Rawalpindi, were hit. It marked one of India's most expansive military operations in years. Pakistan retaliated. Drones, missiles, attempt to strike Indian military and civilian targets. India's air defense systems intercepted them. No damage at all. But for 4 days, South Asia stood on a knife's edge. The most serious confrontation since Balakot in 2019. A ceasefire followed. India later made one thing clear. The decision to halt operations was India's alone. No mediation, no pressure. So will India and Pakistan clash again in 2026? The CFR report doesn't say war is coming. But it does say the conditions for conflict remain dangerously intact. Terror networks are active. Red lines have shifted. Military responses are faster, sharper, and less restrained than before. In South Asia, peace is no longer the absence of conflict. It is the management of escalation, and the margin for error has been thinner. With Rudrishish Kanjilal, Bureau Report, India Today Global.